All right, I'm going to tell you something that might surprise you, especially if you're in the UAE. Lately, to my surprise, to my big surprise, I've started to get a lot of Emirati. Uh, I, I don't know what is the right term. Followers or Emiratis who watch my videos and follow me on social media. I've started to get a lot of them getting in touch with me. Some have even approached me for their resume, personal brand, which is kind of surprising because you know I I expect them to hate me for my opinions. Like I talk of the good, but I also highlight the bad. So obviously people will not. I mean, me being an Indian passport holder, Indians themselves don't like me criticizing India. So me being an Indian passport holder, so what do you expect? Emiratis, should not like it very much. But to my surprise, absolute surprise, there is this new breed of Emiratis who are very different. In fact, I'll tell you when I chat with some of them and I speak to some of them on video, you will by no way say that this is a Emirati. Like for example, if you talk the general perception of a Emirati local UAE national, we call it local shokal. The typical "Faddal ya akhi, faddal." Shu indak. They'll speak in Arabic. But these guys, the ones that I've been speaking to, I mean, their accent is like they're not putting on an accent. They actually speak like Western expats. And I guess the reason for this is because many of them are educated abroad. And there are some who have not been abroad, who have just studied in UAE, but they have a very good grasp of the English language. Many of them are very enterprising. I'll tell you some of the really strange ones. One guy, he is a businessman and he got in touch with me to get his profile done because he wants to do a PhD. Well-to-do businessman. I was like, okay, why? And as it is our surprise that he wants to do his PhD, on top of that, he even took my services. And then I said, are you aware that I've controversial? Yeah, I follow all your videos. I'm okay with you have a right to your opinion. Okay. I met another Emirati who has traveled the world and he actually wants to leave UAE and reside abroad. I said, what about the perks and benefits that you get as an Emirati? And he was like, listen, man, there are benefits and perks, but it's not like all hunky-dory and roses. In fact, some of them even told me that if the waiting list to get a job in the government, like in Sharjah, he had a waiting list of 200 people before him. Okay. And then it seems in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, it's not that easy. Abu Dhabi, you need extreme wasta. Dubai, it's highly competitive. And then even these allowances that you get from the government, it's not like you get cash in the hand because they know that people will misuse. Something around 650, I can't remember. He gave me an amount. He said there is a app on your phone and then, you put a request or there's some way to go about it. And then it gets, your expenses get deducted or whatever. Then there was another guy who told me that they get a plot of land which was free from the ruler, but it's not like in the main hot areas like where things are happening. It's like in a remote corner of UAE. Now, one way we can say that something is better than nothing, but on the other hand, like these guys are saying that it's not hunky-dory and roses. Then there are others like, oh, by the way, even ladies have got in touch with me, and some of them very angry. Loy, I wanted to talk to you. Okay, man to woman. Yeah, go ahead. All right, I paid for your service. Now you have to listen to me. Okay, go ahead. Saying, what the fuck do you think you're talking about Islam and women and blah 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 blah? Oh my goodness! One of them was literally like, I found it amusing, but I listened to what she had to say. She was very angry that I insulted Islam and women in Emirati. Yeah, well, finally she cooled off and now we are okay. So, but very accomplished. Oh my goodness. very enterprising, very accomplished, and not the typical female. She absolutely didn't want to get married, by the way. Then there were others who were gay and lesbian. They obviously didn't show their faces. They spoke to me on audio. Now you might ask, how do you know that they're gay and lesbian? Well, they told me, right? And they paid me money, and they're talking to me about it. I guess they would not fabricate a story after paying me. Then there are others who, this one was surprising. There are some who actually are inventors, creators. They like to create things. They're very creative in nature. And that baffled me. And they were very upset with the system because, and imagine this guy is actually sharing with me what he has created. He is showing me different creations. And I was like, wow. And he's like, yeah, my boss, I've given it to many Emirati, this thing for funding and all that. They've rejected. So that's why he wants to leave. Then there are, the rest of them like fashion designers, and it's incredible how Emiratis have evolved. Now you must be wondering, why am I putting out this video? I know the first immediate thing is, oh, Loy is kissing their ass because he wants Emirati customers. Yeah, I want customers. I don't mind customers. When have I said no to customers? When have I said no to money? But kissing ass, it depends. Who has money, I kiss their ass. Let me put it to you this way. But I don't kiss their ass like, sir. No, fuck you. That's I'm not going to do. If you're a jackass, you're a jackass. And I'm not going to, when did I have that? Going to. I'm not going to bend over just because you have money. Yes, there are places where you must. Like, dealing with someone very powerful and influential, and you need to get work done, be humble, okay. Otherwise, maintain your dignity, You have to be smart and selective. The reason that I'm sharing this with you is, this image that people have. Like, for example, Indians. When you say Indians, many Europeans, many Westerners think it's a curry-eating, smelly curry guy who's riding a carpet and, charming snakes, wearing a turban. That's what they get when they think Indians. You'll be surprised to know some people actually say, wow, Indians have money. They even find that surprising. That is why from time to time you get these videos. Hey, you Indians, why don't you go back to your fucking country and all that? Why are you invading us? Because of this ignorance. Same way for Emiratis, there is this ignorance, which I guess even I had before I had Emirati friends. There is this tendency to believe all Emiratis are, like pampered, or from camel to Cadillac, like they say, or they're wearing this kandura, lifting their leg when they are driving, and Faddal, Sheikh, and yeah, Rafiq, Chai. All of them don't do that, man. Yes, there are times where they do that because they are among their friends and relatives, and they have to be like the boys, But then it's not that they're like that 24/7. I have had the rare privilege where I've not only met highly educated individuals, Emiratis, but also very humble, man. You'll be very surprised to know, very, very surprised to know. Some of them have actually, Sir Loy, you're like a teacher, and they give you more respect than your own people. You're talking of a guy who is his master's, and he's giving me the respect. Like, I was very, very honored, and I was like, UAE needs leaders like you. Just imagine, there are people like that. And then we have our roadside, Indians who cheap phone and free internet and free apps, PhD from WhatsApp University, who will brag and talk all big. Simple, just look at Khalid Al Amri, that YouTuber. Very different Emirati, very, very different. Now, the main purpose of sharing this with you is not only to dispel the myth that Emiratis are different, but to also warn you that don't take them for granted. Don't take competition for granted. If it is happening with Emiratis, it is happening across the board with all nationalities. It can be Americans, it can be British, it can be Pakistani, it can be Bangladeshi. I guess I attract those kind of free thinkers because of my personality. A conservative person would look at me and just say, "Ooh, what the fuck? You're satanic and evil and this and that." But this new breed of Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, even Saudi nationals, uh, like they are aware of the fact I've criticized Islam. I've criticized, terrorist activities, and some of them even know I've criticized their country or their ruler for anything wrong. But they engage in a healthy dialogue. They say, "I disagree with you. Hey, doggy, I disagree with you. I don't agree with what you have to say. But you are entitled to your opinion. You must have your opinion." So imagine these kind of people are there. I think it's a lesson for all of us that even we need to grow and evolve, get out of our comfort zone. In fact, I'll just end with one final example. One of my clients, she is very beautiful, very, very beautiful. Not young woman, mature woman, who's in her 50s. She works with all Emiratis. Okay? Uh, you'll not believe that she tells me that these Emirati young men and women, they don't work the typical 6 hours or 8 hours. They are actually working more than that. And they're working and studying, and they're very ambitious and very enterprising. And they go for conferences, workshops, seminars. They want to grow, genuinely want to grow. And they are not taking life for granted. Yes, they're getting paid very big salaries. But I was like, oh, okay. Just imagine, just think about it. How Emiratis wear. Okay, I'm local, shouting and all. You've seen my videos. To today being so classy. Okay, that doesn't mean all the Emiratis now are fantastic, amazing, and enterprising. Be careful of that. Just as we have so many types of Indians, Pakistanis, the good, bad, and ugly. Emiratis also are. Emiratis are also, different flavors, as you can see. Hey, doggy, you following me? Hmm? What? You go with your friends, no? I don't want these doggies following me. I better turn, others will come near my house, and then have another new dog there, and end up fighting. So anyway, the main thing which I want to tell you is, don't be aware of the fact that there are new competitors, there are new people. The landscape is changing. Don't take people for granted. Don't be in your comfort zone. If Emiratis who are based in UAE, okay, Emiratis who don't need to bloody get out of their comfort zone, if they are going for training, learning, growing, I mean, just think of it. Who would have ever thought an educated Emirati from UAE coming to me for my services? That also a guy who studied in US with a master's, a big businessman, still he wants my services. I mean, that should wake you up to make you realize, man, I better get out of my comfort zone and start learning and growing. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, I think it's a wake-up call for all of us. Better get out of your comfort zone or you're going to be extinct very soon. All right, you guys take care. Put your comments and thoughts down below. This is me signing off. Ciao.